It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Can't believe it. I missed everything.
Missed the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
Do you know anyone famous enough that we would know them as far as like a singer, a songwriter, a musician goes? That was one of the elements we threw out this morning in our listener bingo segment, and we got one. If you missed it this morning, you'll hear it in seconds in the podcast. Let's go.
So I shouldn't say anything because it's the boss's sister, but I'm going to because we have a business that works on the second level of our building, and the scenario, I walk by, I had gone out to get something from my car. I walk by and they make cookie and they make toffees and they make toffee cookies. Okay. And they were rolling out the most delicious looking, hot, gooey, straight out the oven cookies. And these are to die for. And she walks right by me and I go, ooh, those look good. And she goes,
clearly angling for a free cookie.
Yes. And she goes, they are. And just kept walking. How rude.
It's the whole culture here is rude. Do you know how many times a day I look at somebody chest to chest, eye to eye, and I go, how are you? And they go, fine.
And keep walking.
Now I can count in months since somebody has actually asked me at work, how are you?
And you know what? Businesses account for lost or stolen goods,
shrinkage,
or damaged goods. That cookie, for all
you're going to town,
people know, could have just fallen on the ground and discarded into the trash. So to have me say, oh, those look good. And I did this with my hands.
You're
like an
shameless
old lady. And she goes, they are. And just kept walking. So I got you. I got your number, Schmathy. I got you.
I can't believe you're calling people up by name for not giving you something for free again. It
was one cookie. And I would have even taken the smallest.
Your entitlement has reached new levels.
Yeah. So I have fond memories of buffets, not for the food, but when we used to go to Sizzler buffet when we lived in Guam, it was like every other Sunday, let's splurge.
I would never expect a Sizzler to pop up in Guam.
Yeah. It's part of the U.S. It was very Americanized, but I remember going and loading up each end of my fork prong with the tiny little salad ham squares. And I don't know. I remember so many like fun moments and laughter and from my childhood. So when I think of buffets, that's what I think of. Most people think of food. This guy has some great tips for
Don't eat anything else that day if you're going to the buffet, first of all. Also, I'd recommend rolling up about 3:45 p.m., about the time when the time changes between lunch and dinner. That's when you're going to get the lunch price with the dinner time food. Ooh. Don't be ordering soda. That's got carbonation and bubbles in it. What do bubbles do? They take up space in your stomach. Get a water, get a tea. You're going to want to go for the higher priced items, your proteins, your seafood, your sushi, your crab legs. That's the last place they want you to go first. And by going there first and loading up, you're going to get more for your buck.
So I would love for us to add any more tips or tricks to your buffet experience, because right now dining out at any buffet, so expensive.
What's a buffet cost? I haven't been to a buffet in years.
No idea.
$25?
If you work at a buffet, let us know. I was talking to the owner's wife here the other day, and she was saying, go to this place called Feast, and it's like a high-end buffet. So we Googled it. I'm like, oh, we can give it a shot. But Derek's big tip is plan ahead. So he's a menu peeper for sure. He'll go like weeks out of going to Fogo, this last one. I mean, always on. The menu was pinned to the top of his browser. He was checking it out. But you want to see what the buffet is all about. Denise had texted, take a lap first. Go back to your table.
Good idea.
Wrap your mind around where you want to start. Denise, you're a buffeter. And then Calvin says, every time you get your food, wash your hands before you eat. And that's really true. Can you imagine how many people are touching those utensils and then they touch their butt crack and then touch the spoon?
Maybe.
Ugh. I've never done that. I've always just gone back, sat down, and ate.
I always would think that you want to clean the pipes real quick before you dig in. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like go there, sit down. Somebody's going to say, are you doing the buffet? Yep, sure. Yep, I need a water. And then go take a poops. I think,
or get your food first.
Clear the system, clear the poops.
Well, have you ever been to a buffet long enough where you had to do a couple of bathrooms?
We used to, when my grandma Fran was still alive, my dad would make it a point that on Mother's Day, we would always take, or maybe it was the day after, whatever the deal was, whenever, she had a bunch of kids, so it was whenever we could squeeze in, but we'd always go to Bonanza.
Yes, okay.
And do that buffet, and we would be there long, because it's like,
I've never been to a Bonanza.
When old people get a chance to like catch up, they sit there forever. Like if you're a kid, you're a 9-year-old kid, you want to eat and get on with your life, right? But old people got to catch up. So we'd be there for like 2 hours. So I'd eat and I'd eat and I'd eat and I'd sit there and I'd be like, I got to rifle one off. And I'd go and I'd hammer one out and I'd be right back at the buffet.
Did they ever bring Ziplocs?
I don't think anybody ever did something like that. My mom would steal the salt packets though.
Oh,
those are always pretty handy. We had a bunch of those.
John just texted that he just went to Golden Corral 4 days ago, and it came to $48 for the two of them.
That's a great deal.
That's not bad. And
all
then
you can eat for $50.
Keep going. My eyes are always bigger than my stomach, though. Oh, sorry, I forgot we had Finley on.
Yeah, you want to talk to Finley?
Yeah, I do.
Hey, good morning, Finley. How are you, bud? Good. Hey, we're great too. Thanks for asking. So we're talking about buffets this morning and all the tips that people have for buffets. You're only 10 years old. What tip could you have for us?
You got to stock up on all the desserts you can.
So do you start with dessert? Because the older I've gotten, the more I would prefer dessert before the meal.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
No.
What's
start with the food first.
Okay, what's your favorite dessert though? Like you have a good meal, you're gonna whatever, have some mashed potatoes and stuff like that.
Probably put ice cream between 2 cookies.
Dang.
Oh, Finley got it down.
You figured it out. What about some flan or some chocolate cake?
Yeah, chocolate cake's good.
Yeah.
So what kind of ice cream are you putting between those cookies? Do you go like vanilla and chocolate?
What you like?
Just vanilla.
Vanilla between 2 cookies. And do you have a name for it? Have you named it something like the Finley Special?
No.
Okay. Where do you guys go to the buffet? Where do you live?
I've been to 4 Seas.
Okay. Very cool. How often do you guys get to go?
I've only gone there once.
Okay.
Wait, 4 Seas, is that in Sauk Center by the Walmart?
No, it's in Brainerd.
Okay.
Oh, Brainerd. There is one in Sauk Center, though.
Is that like a special treat for you guys? Like it's Mother's Day or Father's Day or something, and then you get to go to the buffet?
I don't know.
All right. Good talk,
I just
Finley.
go with friends.
You're the best. I hope you have a great morning. Good luck with those cookies. Okay. And we'll see you later. There's a definite back and forth that I expect to have with a lot of people that we bring on the show. And
Finley's not one of them.
Finley's his own guy. So my wife and I are having dinner last night, and she has every 6 months she has to go back in and get her blood tested and do an MRI for her brain cancer. She's almost 5 years out right now.
Wow.
And I think after this one, then they start pushing the checkups out yearly, right? But it's never been a big thing to her because she doesn't mind being in the machine or whatever. And she had mentioned it to me. We were just kind of sitting there having dinner. And our waitress had said, "Oh, God, I'm so scared of those machines." And I'm like, "You claustrophobic?" And she goes, "No, I have prison tattoos." And I said,
does that even mean?
"You were in prison?" She goes, No. I wasn't in prison, but apparently a prison tattoo is like the kind of tattoos you would get in prison because they don't have like a full tattoo kit. But from what I understand, and I didn't dig too deep into this, you have like metal in your skin, like metal shavings are in your skin as part of the tattoo. And maybe somebody can clear this up for me a little bit more, but she said, like, if you go into an MRI machine and you've got one of those kind of tattoos,
it'll burn.
I guess it burns so bad. Stings, burns. I'm not exactly sure how you describe it, but I've had MRIs and I have tattoos, and nobody even said anything to me about that before I got in the MRI machine.
Because you went to a tattoo parlor.
But they don't know that. They're just people standing around.
Didn't ask you?
No, I don't think anybody ever asked.
Learn the hard way.
Maybe, but like I'm trying to figure this out because my wife, she's got a couple of tattoos as well, and she gets these MRIs all the time, and she's never said that any of them sting or burn. So maybe somebody can help me understand what the difference is between a prison tattoo. The best I could put together was that there's actual metal shavings in your skin. And I'm like, how does that not get infected?
So it looks like it's all tattoos.
Any tattoo can burn in a MRI?
Yeah, but it's very rare. So it's kind of like if you eat cilantro and it tastes like soap, only certain people deal with that.
So then why do certain tattoos get triggered by an MRI machine?
It just says, yes, tattoos can burn in an MRI machine, although it's a rare occurrence. So maybe somebody scared her.
Yeah, then what's the deal with this prison tattoo? Why is if you get a quote-unquote prison tattoo, are you more likely to burn up in an MRI?
With metallic ink, some tattoos contain metallic components.
Oh, there it is.
So maybe, that is something to run past them.
Crazy. And what if you got to get an MRI? What if it's an emergency? You got to get an MRI.
Then you got to just grin and bear it. Whew. You got to just go through it.
What do you think it is about getting into your 30s or your 40s that makes us want to go, hey, all these people that I used to have something in common with, let's all go on a really intense journey to another state together and see if we still got it.
When you're younger and you grow up with people, I truly think that they know the real you. I don't know. Like you're young, you're unapologetic, you're yourself for the most part. But then, I don't know, then you get married and then you have more responsibilities and you mature and some don't mature. So when I saw Tanner's text come through, I'm like, I think we want to talk to you about this failed guys trip.
Yeah. Where'd you guys go?
I went to Wyoming with about 12 friends from college.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I mean, we all stayed in touch, at a distance. But I just noticed over the course of the trip, I think I only have like really 3 friends out of that group because, we just grown so far apart by the end of that trip. It was like 9 of them I don't even know anymore.
Do you think you changed or they changed?
I mean, from my perspective, they did because, I feel like I've been the same person. And same with the other 3 guys. I mean, we've changed. Everybody changes, but I don't know what it is. I couldn't really tell you. I just came away. I mean, it was pretty sad.
So it made you sad, but like, have you had time to just go, all right, well, I'm going to meet some new people that maybe I vibe with at this point in my life sometime instead of going backwards, like regressing?
Yeah. I think so. I mean, it's I'm not one to kind of just sit and stew in it. It was just, we took all this time to go out there, and it just kind of felt like, again, just like 3 of them were kind of like on the same wavelength about like, where we're at and connecting with the past and the present, whereas the other 9 were just sort of like, they were just kind of just there.
See, this is the exact reason that I've never done any of these things. Like, I've had friend groups get together from high school or college, and I'm like, it's fine. You want to come over to my house and have a beer? You're welcome. But I am not flying to Seattle to hang out with a bunch of people that if I had more in common with, I would be hanging out with you all the time. I just, my life moved on, and it's not like I left everyone behind, but if I really wanted to hook up with you along the way, we'd have done more than trade Facebook messages when it's your birthday.
And that's true. That's true. Like I said, you might just remember the fond times, and more often than not, when you go and you get together, it's not going to be that. We're all older. We're all different.
These people can't hang with me anymore. They got lives of like luxury, and they just sit around.
All your leaf mulching. They can't keep your bingo on Wednesdays.
They can't hang with this anymore. And that's my biggest fear is the people that used to be able to hang with me just can't anymore. You can't keep up.
Right.
I'm a dog and I'm getting after it.
Bingo! How fun!
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo.
Bingo! Bingo what bingo?
Bingo! Bingo!
Okay, looking for your story, but you must fit one of the following 2 criteria. If you do, call us right away. First person through gets the bingo. Are you somebody listening who
did really well in school? Because these kids did not.
How many states make up the United States? 6. What's 3 times 3 times 3?
12?
Oh.
No, 9.
What state is Chicago in?
Chicago.
Do you know what language the people in Idaho speak?
Idahoan?
Yes. What country is Mount Rushmore in?
No, what?
Mount Rushmore? Guess a country.
Russia.
You're a genius.
Oh my God. And they just fed into it and they left thinking they had the right answer. But sometimes when they do man on the street stuff,
it is funny when they do that and then they don't tell them they're wrong.
Yeah, they always
just move
say,
on to
good
the next
job.
question.
Yes, that's it. 6 countries. Yes. So yeah, you did really well in school.
I'm looking for anyone listening who knows someone that's in a nationally famous band. You know what I mean? Not like a regional band like we all know Johnny Holmes.
Yeah.
But I'm talking, somebody in a band that is at least famous across the United States.
I tell this story because it's so funny because who would have this on them at all times? But I remember there was a tanning booth that we'd go to get ready for dances in high school right next to my house. So I get out of the tanning booth and up there at the front checking in was this woman who had platinum blonde hair, and it was Tommy Lee's niece, Tommy Lee from Motley Crue. And she was like, "Oh, you don't believe me?" And she carries around this little like plastic photo album to show
just whips it out
at all of their like family reunions or whatever. I just thought that was
How many
funny.
people a day do you think she tells?
I
I'm
don't
Tommy
even
Lee's
know.
niece.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm on the hunt for. You are somebody listening who knows somebody in like a nationally famous band. Like you mentioned their band name, or maybe they're just a performer like that, but they're nationally famous. Or maybe you're somebody listening who
did really well in school. I mean, really well. You got awards. Maybe you got a full ride for how well you did.
Bingo! How fun!
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo.
Bingo! Bingo what bingo?
Bingo! All right, so this morning I'm on the hunt for anyone listening who knows somebody in a nationally famous band. Again, not the band that plays the honky tonk near your house. I'm talking like everybody across the country would probably at least know of them.
Would Hairball count? Because they are like...
Do they perform in like Nevada?
Yeah.
Do they?
They go all over. So maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Okay. And Kat's looking for anyone listening who
did really well in school, because this just made me very sad.
How many states make up the United States? 6. What's 3 times 3 times 3?
12?
Jesus. All right. Just, I can't even do that whole thing. It's...
And then she even got it wrong with 9.
These are teenagers that don't know how many states are in the United States.
Yeah.
I want to bring Tanya on first because she was first through. Good morning. How we feeling?
Hi, good.
Good. Hey, how do you spell your name, by the way? Is it Tanya or Tonia?
T-A. It's T-A, the right way.
Okay.
N-Y-A.
My sister is Tonia, and she hates when anyone else spells it differently. So tell me about the band you know.
I know.
Who do you
I'm
know?
kind of the same way. Well, I know somebody. I went to high school with him. Sean Johnson is his name.
Yes.
And I don't know. Do you know him? Tonic Sofa.
Tonic Sofa. And he did something so cool. So he was in town, and when my son was in, it was like maybe between kindergarten and first grade, and they were touring and doing like some summer thing, but he did a private little how to make the notes happen and stuff. So that was really cool.
Aw.
Yeah. Nice
so,
guy.
Yeah, he was a cool guy. I lived kind of by him. We rode the bus together, played rock, paper, scissors, and now he's famous. I think they even won a Grammy, and so I've seen him in concert too.
Yeah, they get a lot of work over the holiday season, don't they? They do a ton of these holiday shows.
They are very good.
Yeah. Yeah, their holiday concerts are really good.
If you ran into him at Target today, would he remember you?
Yes, because I went up and talked to him at the concert, so I think he would. I haven't changed too much, and so he knew me.
How do you know? How do you know that he wasn't just being nice? I mean,
he might be like me, where I go, "Hey, you."
Yeah, I do that all the time. People are like,
we spent 2 hours every day for 8 years on the bus, literally. So yeah.
Was there
I
ever?
Think so I think it was a small school.
Was there ever any romance between you and him?
No.
Whose choice was that?
Nope, I can say that truthfully. We were just friends.
All right,
and we
Good stuff. Thanks, Tanya. You get the bingo this morning. I hope you have a great day.
All right, thanks. You
That was quick and easy. Tonic Soulful. Let's go. Friday morning, always full of fun in the Playhouse. So join our live show. Johnny D's here not once but twice with cool old school mixes. Remember, at 8 o'clock, you get free tacos from the Mexican Village downtown. But right when we open the show at 6:05 Friday morning, you've got a chance to win an all-inclusive trip for 2 to Mexico. So join us live. In the meantime, finish up our favorite parts of Thursday's show. Here we go. So you're in front of your family and your friends, God, and you say, I do. And in those vows, something says for better or for worse.
Who sings that song? Tammy Wynette? Where it's like, stand by your man.
I think you're right.
Am I?
I think that's right.
So we just want to explore, because with this whole Blake Lively lawsuit and all the claims that are being made against her, and then all the people that came out saying that this is actually how she is. She's like a very big B. She's very condescending. She doesn't treat people with respect. So Justin Baldoni's like, listen, I have a case here. And then it gets thrown out this week.
Well, there's no law against being a B.
But she is also on set. There have been claims of her like discrimination and harassment. They've already told their story. Big actors and actresses have come out, like from Gossip Girl, saying this is actually how she is.
Yeah, some people are like that.
So, when it comes to Ryan Reynolds, when you kind of know the temperament of who you're with, and then these claims are happening, and then you have to stand by them, have you ever had to stand by a significant other knowing that they might have done something wrong?
Hey, Dana, you want to share here real quick? I appreciate you calling.
So previously, my husband, he was laid off a couple months ago, and the office said that he took some things. He took things that he wasn't supposed to, and that he just stole, I guess, office supplies.
So is that a layoff or is that a firing? Like, did he get laid off or was he told he couldn't?
To me, he said laid off.
Okay.
Oh,
if
sure.
the technical term is firing.
Yeah. Okay.
I would like to know, but I when I made my vow to him, I said I would stick by him. So, I have to trust him.
That's got to be a really tough.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put myself in your headspace. And if my wife came home and said, I got laid off and they're accusing me of stealing some stuff, like I would think that there was probably heavy next actions. But I get, I have to stand next to her, right? Like you stand by your person. And that's true love. That's tough.
And that's really tough to have somebody that does that often, puts you in that situation a lot. That'd be very stressful.
Oh, it is. I mean, he's been laid off or let go from a job before, and he did come home with things he should not have.
Yeah.
So I do believe he could have done this. Do I think it's right? No, but I feel as though I cannot change him.
Yeah, I get it. Kleptomania thing, right?
Yes.
A little bit.
But then, if there is a prior claim, it's like, what's wrong with you? Why are you putting our family in jeopardy because you can't stop pocketing staplers or whatever he's stealing?
I was trying to remember, where did I see this before? This is in Breaking Bad. So Hank's wife has a problem where she steals. Like they have no kid, like they have a good income, no kids.
Yeah.
But she just steals stuff
and has
to go through therapy for it and stuff like that. It's part of the storyline.
I saw a video the other day, yesterday actually, on my phone where they went to this school. This woman who taught there was brought down to the office, and the sheriff's department was like, she's like, "Hi, what can I do for you?" They're like, "We're here to arrest you." And she's like, "Why?" And they said, "We have video from Target, multiple occasions of you doing 1, 2, skip a few at self-checkout." And she did not deny it, but she looked very wealthy. So yeah, there's that, can I get away with it?
I think that's it. It's the rush of getting away with something. So you had to stand by your man or woman. It wasn't the best situation, but you stood there with them shoulder to shoulder. You want to share? So we wanted to talk about, I have a friend who's co-host on another radio station in Detroit. Her husband ended up in the ER because he got nipped by one of their dogs. They were fighting over food. He tried to separate them, and he got a really bad infection. They thought for a second he was going to lose his hand.
Yeah.
So I thought, all right, you ever have a pet send you to the emergency room? Hi, Tanisha. How you doing?
Good.
Good. You want to give us a story here real quick?
Yeah. So a couple years ago, my kids were fighting, typical siblings, and my son tried to run away. The dog didn't like it, so she went to go, I'm assuming, grab him to make sure whatever, and she nipped his thigh pretty good.
Ooh. So maybe you never saw any aggression before then, though. Maybe she just didn't know her strength.
No, never.
Yeah.
Well, I look at it this way. Never. Dogs are the same as humans, right? They can all be pushed to a certain limit. You have to remember, these things were wolves like 300 years ago. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so they got this animalistic instinct in them. So did you end up in the ER? Was it like infected?
Yes, we went to the emergency room and we were just scared, because we didn't want to put her down or anything. And,
right.
Yeah, she got him really good, though, and, he got antibiotics, and then I didn't know if they were going to have to do surgery or anything, and, yeah, he got sent home, though.
So is there any reporting that's done on the hospital side where they feel like they can kind of step in as like big government
on a
and
domestic
say,
angle?
Yeah, like we're concerned for the health and wellness of your kids. You got to put that dog down. They never brought that up.
No, they didn't. So I kind of brought it up because I was nervous about it. And then I was like, I want to make sure like she wasn't aggressive and tried to hurt him. And they said the way it looked, it didn't look like she full on bit him. It looked more like a nip, but she's a pit bull, so she has sharp teeth, obviously, and they have a bad reputation. But, so they kind of put us at ease like that, and that was kind of about it then.
Yeah, it's in their DNA. You got the pit parents that are like, my puppy would never do that, but it's built into their DNA. It doesn't matter how lovey-dovey they are when the baby comes home.
This happens
you never know.
This happens with cats, too. Again, you push them to a spot where they have to fight for their survival. They're going to do it. So I'm glad everything worked out. I hope you have a great morning.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Take care. You're welcome. What's up, Tony? How you doing? Tony.
Good.
What's you got a story about the pet sent you to the ER? Go for it.
Well, that was like 20 years ago. My dog bit me around my eyeball. So we went to the ER. I was in the room, and there was an anthrax scare.
Oh, at the hospital at the time?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Talk about one thing after the other.
Crazy. All right, so you're in there. You can only see out of one eye. Everybody else is in the hazmat suits because there's an anthrax scare.
Yeah, we didn't know about it until we got in our room, and then everybody was freaking out. And, they wouldn't let us leave. Nobody came in and looked at us. It took hours.
I forget.
It was horrible.
Like, what does the anthrax do? Totally melt your lungs? Or what does it do?
It just wreaks havoc on your insides.
I don't remember.
Yeah, tell me about your eye. Everything okay?
Oh, yeah.
Did you get to wear that cool pirate patch for a while?
Sure did.
What was your favorite letter? Yeah, dang it.
Yeah, so I blew it for you. All right. Hey, thanks, Tony. We appreciate you, man. I hope you have a great day.
You too.
I got time for one more story here real quick because Laura ended up in the ER too, right? You want to give it to us?
My cat caused me to postpone my shoulder surgery.
Oh.
She scratched my shoulder all up, snuggling up to me, and she has this thing where she puts her hand in my shoulder and she claws and she pulls herself up along my body. And so my whole shoulder is messed up with all kinds of scratch marks.
Okay, so you're all scratched up, and then how does the doctor break this to you that you're supposed to have your surgery but you can't because of the cat scratch?
The doctor said he cannot do surgery like that. He has to wait till it heals. So I have to keep her away from me for the next 3 weeks until I get surgery because he said that those scratches are bacteria filled.
Yeah. Hey, and I don't want to cut you off. We had a listener, and I'm trying to remember who it was, but got cat scratch fever.
I remember that.
He got somehow the cat. I guess they have bacteria under their nails, and if you get it in your eye, that's like what the song was about. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "I got cat scratch fever." I'm trying to remember who that was.
Yeah, I do remember that, listener. And then I remember how compassionate you were and you played the song.
Yeah, well, how often do you get a chance to play that song? You know what I mean?
Right?
Like you take
Fell in your lap.
opportunities.
So what I wanted to say before we talk to Finley is that when you have great customer service, too many people, they call out bad customer service and just let good customer service happen without going unnoticed. And yesterday, I just want to give a shout out to everyone at Chick-fil-A, Shields, Rejuve, Quick Trip, and where else did we go? One other place. Oh my gosh!
But you can't remember because the customer service was so bad.
And it was, we had amazing customer service everywhere we went. It was that moment where you're like, are the tides a changing?
Like
this was great.
There's a certain thing that happens when there's other stuff going on, right? Economy might not be the best. You got all this FAA stuff going on. Holidays are right around the corner. I think there's a time that hits when people are especially thankful to have a job they don't despise.
Yeah.
And then that comes out in their service.
But I mean, it did not go unnoticed. And so, especially around this time of year when people do have a lot of things stacked on their plate, I think it is very important to leave those positive reviews or even just go up to a manager and say, this guy killed it.
So did you leave any tips?
I didn't leave a tip because they don't do tips at Chick-fil-A, like you're not supposed to.
Or anywhere?
But he was so sweet, just like conversing with Liam and asking about his sports. And so I went to a manager. I said, that guy is awesome.
At Chick-fil-A, the guy went out of his way as he was giving you chicken to talk to your kid about his sports.
Yeah. He's like, hey,
that's great.
You play baseball? And he's no, I'm in track.
That's where I'd cut off the conversation. I've been like, well, whatever, kid.
Coming up next.
Up next with Cat and JJ.
You're so intolerant.
I might start doing that with anyone I meet. Hey, do you play baseball? No? Okay, see you later. I think that would be the best.
We've got email.
All right, hey, Sasha, thanks for kicking it with us. I appreciate you listening every morning and dropping this email.
So there are a lot of moving parts that had me siding with her husband and then not siding with her husband. So this is what she wrote. Wanted to share something with the Playhouse listeners and see what they have to say. The other night, my husband and a few friends were at the VFW watching a game. In walks my brother's ex, who he left because she cheated on him. Now they have 50-50 custody of my nephews. She ruined 4 lives because she couldn't keep the store closed.
The store closed.
And he bought her a drink. I was so mad. He said that he was ordering as she walked up to say hi, and he felt like he had to. He's such a nice guy, but I thought that was crazy.
He's just being a nice guy. It's buying a drink. He wasn't getting with her.
So, like I said, this took me on a roller coaster because I'm like, you guys have history, so therefore he bought her a drink, but then she was the one that cheated. But your husband's a nice guy, but he shouldn't have done it. I think if it were your brother's fault and now she's the ex because she left him, buy the drink, because you're still kind of in the muck with the guy that ruined the entire scenario. But I can't believe she walked up and accepted the drink. I would have been like, oh, no, don't worry about it. I'll get my own drink. I would have been the one in the wrong. So don't be too hard on your husband. When I read this, I was like, if he's a Minnesota nice kind of guy, or he's just a sweet guy that felt pressured to buy the drink, I don't think that you should go hard on him for that.
It's a drink. He's not saying, great job.
It's symbolic.
Great job. How?
It's symbolic of
drink.
Let me buy you a drink, even though you blew up your family and hurt his brother-in-law.
Y'all are reading way too much into this. What if she's still a good mom to the kid?
You would be dead if this were happening to you. If you were at your local bar and Josh walked in and Josh had cheated on Abby and this whole thing, and you bought him a drink.
My wife wouldn't care. My wife wouldn't care. She wouldn't care.
She absolutely would have something to say about that.
Real quick. Is this a horrible move? I just want to know yes or no. Have you ever seen the meme where the guy says, I was in a bar in North Dakota and a guy walked in and the bartender immediately said, get the hell out of here, Danny.
Yes,
and I found out the story was this guy had gotten kicked out of that bar in the 70s and had never gone back. But 50 years later, he goes back into the bar and the bartender recognized him and said, get the hell out of here, Danny. But I saw, speaking of the long game, I saw a story about a dude who got made fun of in 11th grade.
Mm-hmm.
One of his classmates just said an off comment. It wasn't like a bullying thing. Like the guy dropped his book and he called him a klutz or something like that.
Yeah.
This guy waited 50 years to the date that happened, found the guy, knocked on his door. The guy opened the door and he put a slug in his chest.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I thought this was like a light story.
50 years later, this guy snapped.
Dang.
Found the one kid who said an off remark to him. And so, I read that yesterday.
But what was the off remark? Was it really, really
hey,
terrible?
You klutz. It was
that
something.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just, and then bang.
I can only imagine that this guy throughout his years has done some pretty terrible things, and maybe this was his last hurrah.
Maybe. But imagine that. So, no, UPS comes to my house yesterday. And I hear my dog, and I'm like, oh my God, who's here? Who's here? You know how many people I've made off-color comments to?
Yes.
Not just in school, but on the radio.
Everywhere.
I'm like, oh my God, that's all I could think about yesterday.
Is it enough to get you to stop? No.